What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Somebody's Mama podcast. We're your host, Nicole,
Kendra.
and as always, we're so excited to be here. We have been consistent, okay?
Always. We don't have to say that anymore because you guys know. Like you
Yes,
see us every week.
yes. We show up, and you know what? We see you guys. We've been seeing our listeners on the pod growing and growing, and we appreciate it. Make sure to also check us out on YouTube. Like, you can also see our expressions face to face. We like to
Yeah.
have a good time. We like to have a good time.
Today is going to be a good one, okay? We're doing the
Okay.
Wind Down Wednesday. We've got our patriotic cups.
Listen, you only know what we're talking about if you're watching it on YouTube right now. So,
Yes.
we know you like to listen, so yes, you can listen in the car, but also, follow us on YouTube. We're there.
Every
And
week.
yeah, we're here every week. Listen, it's 9 o'clock at night. We're here.
Right. Okay. Committed. We're committed to this.
Yes,
Having a good time doing it too.
yes, for sure. So let's go ahead and get into it. We got a whole lot to talk about today.
Hmm.
How was your weekend? What you been up to? Let us know.
So my weekend was pretty good. I cannot for the life of me remember what I did on Friday, so I probably didn't do much.
Oh,
Saturday, I went to my friend's baby shower and it was so beautiful. She had like a tea party theme. She's having a baby girl and it was so beautiful. It was at a tea room. So they already had everything set up. And then when we got there, if you guys follow me on Instagram, if you're not, what are you doing? Okay, follow me on Instagram. But I took pictures of the little setup because they had like the little saucer with a teacup. They had the kettle sitting on the table with like three different type of teas.
nice.
And I've been to several tea parties and I just always enjoy it because it's so elegant, so dainty, so cute.
Yes, love a
Uh,
tea party.
Yeah, so nice. And then they had like the little cute little sandwiches.
Oh yeah, and they're actually pretty good. Like they're
They
pretty
were
good.
so good. They had this one that was like a pesto. It was on like a squaw bread. It was like a pesto with an olive oil drizzle and a like a cherry tomato.
Hmm.
Fire. But yeah, had a good time there. And then Sunday I went to church and yeah, and then we recorded the podcast again.
Listen, we've been working. Okay, we recorded a podcast on Sunday, and we can't wait
Yes.
to see our interviews that we did on Sunday.
Yeah, we did some batch recording and we had two amazing interviews. Like, yeah, like Nicole said, I can't wait for you guys to hear them. It was so much fun and they were so good.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm excited about that.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, how was your weekend?
So Friday, my husband worked, and I just had to get things together because we decided to take the kids to Vegas
Oh yeah.
for 24 hours,
Wow.
and it was a lot. Okay, so they love it though. So on Friday, we just finally told them, like, okay, we're going to Vegas tomorrow. And they were like, we are? We're like, yeah. So go to bed. So, because you got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And let me tell you, when we wake them up at 5 o'clock in the morning, they'd be like, it's time. And we're like, yeah, it's time to get. They'd be like, yes.
Jumping up out of the bed, excited.
Yeah, jump out of the bed, use the bathroom, get in the car. And as soon as they get in the car, we're like, okay, go to sleep. And they're like, no, we're going to Vegas.
They're like, we've had a full night's rest. It's 5 a.m. It's totally fine.
That's totally fine, Mom. It's totally fine. And so literally, they're up the whole time driving to Vegas. And
Mhm.
we got there. We had a good time. We went to the aquarium. We went to an arcade. We just had a good time for 24 hours. Okay.
Wow.
And then Sunday at 5 a.m., we got up and drove on back.
Wow.
It was that, that was tough, but we
I
drove on
know.
back.
When I saw you, you were like, oh yeah, we just got back from Vegas. I'm like, what?
And I didn't tell Kendra because I did not want Kendra freaking out because
Are you gonna
uh,
make it back in time, girl? We got things to do.
yeah, I know Kendra was gonna be like, Nicole, how are you gonna what if you get caught in trouble? I was like, I don't want you stressing about me coming back from Vegas.
Right.
Um, that was another reason why we went, because I was like, I gotta make sure that my husband gets back from Vegas on time. So I need to go so we can get up, so we can get back. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
plans.
We got plans for the podcast. So we got back, um, and then literally just got the kids together at home, then took a
Mhm.
shower and recorded the pod on Sunday. And you know what? It was really nice recording the interviews kind of earlier in the day because then
Yeah.
we still had time to get home, shower the kids, and like do the nightly routine.
Yeah, it was so nice. It was so nice to still have time, like, because usually we record really late
Yeah.
and after the kids are already sleep and everything. So it was nice to record when it was still daylight, got
Yeah.
home, got to relax, got to spend time with everybody before they had to go to bed. So yeah, that was nice.
Yes, for sure. But let's get into these hot topics.
Honey. Okay, so you guys know that we are fans of Love is Blind on this podcast.
Yes.
And there is a new season out. And of course, we have to talk about it just a little bit. We're not going to take too much time, but we did want to talk about it because we started watching it. I think Nicole got through episode 1.
Yes.
I'm
So
a
only
little bit further than her. So I'm going to let her take the lead because I don't want to give the second episode because I'm trying to remember where to stop in my head.
listen, this is by far the most messiest drama, ugliness episode 1 of Love is Blind that
Man.
ever has been. Okay.
It literally started off right from the bat. Like, is this
Yeah.
really happening right now? Like the behind the scenes stuff.
It's a complete mess. So, first off, I don't. While we were watching it, I'm watching it with my husband, right?
Uh-huh.
First and foremost, Kwame is the new SK,
He is.
and
He
I've
is.
only seen episode 1. And Kwame is the new SK. He's SK 3.0.
But here's what I'll say about that. I feel like Kwame, yes, he is an SK, but at least I feel like he is his is a little bit more forthcoming.
Yes.
Because,
Yeah.
or he's not as slick as SK, I'll say that.
No. Nowhere as slick, but the messiness,
Mm-hmm.
just straight out, just I.
And it gets worse.
That's what I heard, and I'm just out of breath about it, and I couldn't take Kwame at all. Um, Mika,
Micah. Ugh.
Micah,
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
yes,
Is it Tweedledee and Tweedledum? Tweedledee and Tweedledoo. I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
It's
Twiddle
a
D
crack.
and
Okay. They irked my last nerve.
Wait, who? Micah and who?
Micah and
Is it
her
Irina?
friend.
Is it
What's her
Irina?
name?
Is it Irina?
Irina. Yes, Irina.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they were acting like little girls. Okay, so I don't know if that happened in episode 1 or episode 2 where they were making fun of that girl.
Yeah, I think there was a part where they're making fun of him. My thing is, the part that tripped me out was as we're watching it, my husband goes, "Wait, they're our age?" I was like,
Right. They seem so much younger.
they seem so much younger.
I mean, just very immature in how they discuss things and like I don't understand it. I'm like, who picked these people?
Look, it's a good casting director picked him because I'm over here thinking this is a good little season. And hold on, there's so much. Paul. And day one, when people ask him what he does, and he says he's a stripper,
Yeah.
and then throws everybody off,
Yeah.
and then want to come back around and say, "Well, my mom was a stripper."
Like, why are you lying?
You
Why?
was trying to see if people were going to be prejudiced against strippers because you knew your mom was a stripper, and you have all this trauma from your mom being a stripper. Like,
This show is so dramatic. Like, okay, so I know that I'm glad someone said that I think it was Irina. She was like, you were talking to her for literally 10 hours. That gives me a little bit more perspective because I'm like, these people be talking about, I'm so in love with you. I can see myself spending the rest of my life with you. And I'm just like, well, how long? It's been 2 days. But I guess if you sat in a room and talked to them for 10 hours,
yeah,
you kind of feel like you've known them for forever. I remember when my husband and I went on our first date, we were at the restaurant for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
So I did leave that conversation like, dang, I feel like I know him like the back of
Yeah.
my hand.
That's true.
But I'm like, but bro, it's been 2 days. And y'all like, I'm so in love. I just go to sleep thinking about her. And I'm like, okay, I guess that could happen if you talk to somebody that long. But geez, it's very dramatic.
It's very dramatic. And okay, who else? Oh, okay. They didn't show a lot of people, and I noticed towards the end that I wasn't seeing everybody because the girl with the big curly hair, I saw her 3 guys at the end, and
Mm-hmm.
Marshall and all that. I'm really, I'm on episode 1, y'all, so bear with me.
Yes.
I'm really hoping that the Tiffany and Brett situation cleans itself up. Okay,
Yeah.
because Tiffany didn't have no business falling asleep.
Girl, I was trying to remember if that was the first episode or not. Like, how did you fall? He literally was pouring his heart out and you fell asleep. I was so mad at her. I'm like, please wake up. Please wake
Yeah, I
up.
was in there. Please wake up.
Get up.
Please wake up.
Get
Please wake
up,
up.
girl.
Please wake up. Please wake up. And I think everybody was.
Like,
But
girl, you about to ruin this. This is a good man, Savannah. Get up.
Savannah, this is a good man.
Get up.
Good man.
God, dog. And
No,
he
but
was pissed.
I
He
was
was
pissed. Oh,
he
he
was
was.
so mad.
He was
He
so
was
mad.
like, I'm over it. I can't believe this. Like, he was like,
I would
I'm
have been hot
done.
too. I would have been hot too.
He
But this is
thought
the
she
thing.
left. He thought
Yeah,
that he thought that she was gone. He thought that he poured his heart out. I feel like he thought he poured out his heart out too much and she was overwhelmed and left. But I'm
yeah.
like, girl, how do you fall asleep? I think she was drunk.
Okay, the blanket and the wine.
She didn't
She
have
was drunk.
wine. She had Casamigos.
She was drunk.
She was drunk.
She was
She
drunk.
had, she had a whole bottle of Casamigos. And when he was talking to her, she was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Like she was drunk.
she was
And
drunk.
then she fell asleep. And then, okay, well, you didn't see the part where she woke up yet, right?
No, I did. Okay, so I was like, wait a second, Josh. We need to see the next 5 minutes.
Because
So
when the girls came in there to wake her up, she was like, "Hi guys." I'm like, "Okay, she's lit." Like,
yeah, yeah, I saw
he's
that
so
part.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that part too, and I was just like, girl.
Please don't ruin this for us. I want to see y'all do well. Like, I was so mad at her. I'm like, and she was so cozy. It's been so many memes of her
Yeah,
today.
yeah, I posted one too.
Oh gosh.
I'm really rooting for them, and I hate that we get so invested. Like,
Right. Okay, so what about the girl with the curly hair? I forget her name.
is it Jackie? Oh,
Jackie.
the big curly hair.
Yeah, and she's going in between the two guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to watch episode 2.
Okay, because I started watching a little bit, and I saw her. It was between Marshall and like 2 other guys, Marshall
Yeah.
and
It's
somebody else.
Marshall and the guy with the slick hair. I feel like
Yeah,
his name is Joey or something, but
yeah, it's something with a J.
yeah, it's between Marshall and him, and they're complete opposites because Marshall is very like clean cut,
Yeah,
like less of an edge to him, and then the other guy is like full edge, like.
yeah,
And I think the other guy is what she's used to, and she's Marshall is what she feels like she needs.
yeah. I,
Their situation gets very dramatic, just letting you know.
oh my goodness. Okay, I can't wait to watch. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Okay. Mm-mm.
Yeah, their situation gets very dramatic, but yeah, what can you do? I can't talk much about it because I don't want to ruin it for you.
First time that I've watched something and I haven't been fully invested into spoilers. Like when the intro came up, I was like, I'm not watching it. I just want to see what happens. Like I don't want to be. And then even online, I see little stuff, especially of
Mhm.
Kwame talking, and I'm just like, you know what? I need to see this in real time.
Yeah,
So this is a good season. I'm so happy. I'm so happy it's a good season because some of this reality TV has been bad lately.
yeah.
Like The Bachelor was horrible.
You know I don't watch that, girl.
Yeah, you watch it, but Zach season was boring.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of shows coming on, but I feel like the shows that are on right now are drama filled. I don't know if you're watching The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip on
Okay,
Peacock.
okay, I don't have Peacock.
I'll share my account with you, girl. Don't trip.
Okay, okay, thank you, because I do want
Or
to
is
see.
it my account? I gotta check and see if it's I
Listen,
gotta check
I
and
would
see if
like to see that.
yeah, okay. So Ultimate Girls Trip is first episode hitting it with the drama because they got heavy hitters on there. They got
Yeah.
Portia, Giselle, Candace.
Wow.
Um, then you have from Miami, you have Marisol and dang, what's that girl name? The ones that bring the most drama. It's like the ones that bring the most drama from every franchise.
Yeah.
So that is pretty good. Yeah, they have the girl that got Heather that from Salt Lake City, the one
Mm.
that got punched in the eye.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
It's a mess. And then the SWV and Escape show has been drama filled as well. I've been watching Candy speak on it, and she's been speaking on all the tea, all the drama. So it's a lot of fun in reality TV right now. If you're a reality TV junkie, then you've got a lot to watch. So
Yeah, I've been keeping up with the speak on it because I feel like Candy be telling the truth.
yeah, one thing about Candy is she got her receipts.
Yes, very much so.
And so she's like, I watched the one from this week, and she was like, "Thank you for saying that because it actually, to my point, like, it's like I feel like when you have the truth, it's gonna come out. So
Yeah,
whoever lying is gonna be exposed. Like the girl Latasha, her husband, been doing a bunch of interviews. He gonna do an interview with Tasha K.
I saw that. That was
And it's like you're making it worse for yourself because he said, "Oh, they put the check in the wrong name. That check was supposed to go to Tasha, but they put Tamika. I think they got the sisters mixed up. The royalties company got the sisters mixed up. Like, so there
royalty.
was a check.
So there was a check, and royalty companies don't mix nothing up.
They have all the paperwork right there. They're writing whatever name is on whoever did whatever. If
Yeah,
they were a writer, if they're vocals, whatever they're getting paid for, their names are there, and they're literally like writing a check according to what it says.
they don't mess that up.
So,
They don't
and
mess
if
up.
everybody from the group got a check, why wouldn't she get a check? Anyway, that's
Anyways, Tamar about to get a peach.
I don't know if she would do it though.
Oh, she would do it.
I mean, she's in a lineup like we said last week. She doing Dish Nation. She got a relationship. She very much could. But I think this season they've already like are done pretty much.
Yeah, next season. Next
So
season.
maybe next season we'll see. Okay, we want to go ahead and move into our mama moments. Nicole, what's your mama moment for the week?
So listen, we had these bag of Oreos, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was a secret stash that me and my husband would eat.
Hmm.
Now, he didn't have no business getting these Oreos. I'm trying to, work out and eat
Right.
healthy and not eat sugar,
Uh-huh.
but we got it. The kids found out about it. We had to hide it, okay?
Mhm.
Well, on Sunday, my husband forgot. He got a cookie and he forgot to put the bag back.
Mhm.
I use the bathroom. I come back from the bathroom, and Araya has a roll of cookies in her hand, like the plastic roll of it like this,
Yeah.
a whole cookie in her mouth. She's like, I come out the bathroom, I just take my phone, I take a photo of her. She's like this.
This is the 1-year-old.
This is the 1-year-old. Yes, this is a 1-year-old
Oh my
with
god.
whole Oreo cookie in her mouth, holding a bag of cookies, and I will post it, okay,
Oh
on
my
our
gosh.
so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Hilarious.
I could not believe that I caught her with the cookies. And then I send the picture to my husband and I say, I think somebody forgot to put the cookies back. And he was like, oh, dang. And he's like laughing because literally she's just with the cookies and like she's literally like this. Like it's the cutest thing. And then I'm like, really, right? And then she
Mhm. She
with a
is
whole
so
cookie
cute.
in
A
her
whole
mouth.
cookie in her mouth.
Yes.
Hilarious.
I was like, you left it out and she caught you slipping, okay? She caught you slipping fast.
Oh my gosh, too cute.
It was cute. What about you? What was your mama moment of the week?
Y'all know I'll be struggling to remember these mama moments. So I was on the go of something that happened today. Like, I don't know if it's that funny, but you know. So my brother is getting married and my 6-year-old is going to be the ring bearer. So I've been getting him prepared because sometimes he gets a little shy. So I was practicing with him today and I'm like, okay, so you're gonna have to hold the pillow. Just one the only thing you gotta do is just hold the pillow and walk and smile. Make sure you don't drop the pillow. Fine. And so he's like, okay, yeah, I could do that. So he goes, he picks the pillow up. I'm like, okay, walk to mommy and smile. And so he's smiling. And side note, he probably gonna be snacking tooth by the time the wedding comes because his
Oh,
front tooth is like protruding, like it's almost out, like it keeps moving further and further that way. So I'm like, child, he might be snagging tooth by the time the wedding comes. So I'm just telling him to
that's
smile like this.
that. No, he should smile just so it's not there. That is so cute.
Right. And so he's smiling really big, he's holding it or whatever. And then my brother ends up calling. And so we're talking about it or whatever. And he's like, yeah, so you just walk down the aisle and smiling. He's like, yeah, I could do that. And I was like, it's gonna be quite a bit of people, not too many people, but more than like 10.
Hmm.
And so he starts getting nervous and he's like, oh, it's gonna be more people. And I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna be totally fine. Like you just walk, smile, whatever. And then my brother's like, yeah. And then just come stand next to me. And he's like, I can't sit down.
He's
He's like,
like,
no,
"No,
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk down and then I'm gonna sit down. And he's
yeah."
like, no, you have to come stand next to me.
Oh
And
wow.
he's like, okay, we didn't talk about this.
He's like, y'all did not tell me about no standing.
So now he has a little more questions about the whole situation. But I told my brother, I'm like, we can have him stand for a little bit so that he can take pictures. And then once she walks down the aisle and everything, he can just sit down. He
Yeah.
can like sit on the front row next to my parents.
Yeah. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, so this should be very interesting. This is going to be his first wedding. Um, so we're excited to get his little suit and have him walk and everything. But I'm just like, Lord, please don't let him like start acting funny.
Yeah. See, let's just get through this because you always see the videos.
Yep, it's always the kids that make it more eventful than it should be. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, I don't know if you want him to just be standing there the whole time because he's gonna be fidgeting, he gonna start dancing, like who knows?
And then it just becomes about watching him instead of the wedding, and then
Right.
it becomes
Kids
a
start asking questions like, "What are they talking about?" like I can see it now.
yeah.
So, yeah, but we're excited for that. Anyway, we're going to jump into the topic for today. We actually got this topic from Instagram because it has been a conversation that was floating around and it sparked our interest. So, we wanted to go ahead and bring it up.
Yes.
So, the topic was basically about things that women would not do in a relationship.
Yes.
And this is in regards to basically like duties, I would say.
Mhm.
Like, not like, oh, I would never like talk to him crazy or whatever, but these are more of like things as women that we refuse to do that you feel like a man should do.
Yes.
So this kind of resonated with me because half of the things, like for those of you guys that don't know, I have 3 older brothers. I have no sisters. So I grew up in a house with basically all men. And so it was my 3 brothers, my dad, me, and my mom.
Hmm.
And so there were certain things that I just never had to do
Right.
because those were things that my brothers were raised to do.
Right.
And when I got married, like it just carried over.
Yeah.
So I found this conversation funny But some things on the list I think are a little bit ridiculous and
Yeah.
unrealistic. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of like shed light on some of those things and give our opinion. So Nicole, you wanna go first?
Okay, first and foremost, pumping gas. I understand if I'm by myself, if I have
Hmm.
to pump gas, like I'm on the go, because I'm gonna be on. I'm, you know. But if
Yeah,
my husband is with me, there's no way I'm pumping the gas.
I'm not. No, I'm not getting out the car.
No,
I'm not even gonna act like I'm gonna get out the car. Like, there's no way.
there's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way.
No,
No.
I don't pump gas if there's a man in the car. Period.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if I am driving my brothers or friends or anybody, like I can remember even when I was in college and like my guy friends that I hung around like every weekend
yeah.
and we stopped at the gas station. Now they wasn't back then they wasn't paying for it, but they would.
But they pump.
But I never had to say, "Oh, you're gonna get out and pump the gas" or anything. Like the men in my life have always like just knew that that was what they were going to do. There's
Yeah.
certain things that you just don't have to do.
I remember this one lady I met at my wedding. She was on my husband's side, and
Mhm.
she was like, "Just always wear a short dress and high heels, and you'll never have to do anything." That was her advice on my wedding day.
What?
She's
That's
like,
crazy.
she's like, wear dresses, short dresses, decent dresses, and high heels, and long as you got a dress on or short dress, you don't have to do a thing a day in your life.
I'm crying. It was probably an older lady too, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, definitely no. There's no way. You got
I
one?
I get offended when I see women in a car and there's a man in the passenger seat and she gets out of the car, pays for the gas and pumps the gas and he sits in the car the entire time.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
I don't care if it's your teenage son.
That's crazy. Yeah.
He should be pumping the gas. There's no way a male should be in the car and you're pumping gas. I'm sorry, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
There's independent women out here who feel like they should, whatever, but that's just me. I feel like because I grew up in a house full of men,
Yeah.
there's a certain standard of things that I'll automatically was raised to like, you don't do that.
Um. I've gone to gas stations too where the mom will pump the gas, but like their 9-year-old will go in and pay.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how we grew up too, like, because my mom drove us around a lot,
Yeah.
and my brothers, my dad taught them to pump gas once they were of age to not like spill it everywhere. But
Right.
yeah, I take the money in too. Like if my mom is pumping gas, take the money in or whatever. I feel like that's different. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, no.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay, another thing that was a big thing on the list, and this is a big thing for me,
Yeah. It is. It is.
taking out the trash.
You had 3 brothers and a dad. There's no way you
I
had.
never touched the trash.
No.
Never. There was never a scenario where I needed to touch the trash.
Yeah.
Like, no. And
No.
so I remember like when my husband and I got engaged, like we always talked about things like, like not necessarily gender roles, but like things that we like to do, didn't like to do, whatever. Because I was like, some people are just like, I refuse to wash the dishes. I do not like washing dishes. I will cook all the meals, but I do not like washing dishes. So we kind of like went over those type of things just to kind of see what we signing up for.
Yeah. That's smart.
And I was like, I refuse to take out the trash. I was like, don't ask me, don't expect it. Like, I do not touch trash unless I absolutely have to. And of course, like now, like if my husband is out of town, I have 2 kids, we accumulate a lot of trash. If my husband is out of town for more than 3 days and I need to take the trash out, of course I'll take the trash out.
Yeah.
But if he's here or there's any like even when my brothers are over, if my husband's not here and my brothers are over and they see my trash full, they automatically take it out. My dad, same thing. If anybody is here and they see my trash full, they'll automatically take it out. Even like I remember one time my best friend's brother Not at this house. I forget where we were, but I remember he came over and took our trash out. Like the men in my life are just raised to do that.
Yeah.
So much so, even like pulling out the cans to the curb, I'm really not doing that.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm
I'm
not doing.
really not
I'm really
doing
not. I'm really not doing that. I'm really not doing that. I'm really not doing that. But I will say, we recently moved, right?
Mhm.
And we're the new neighbor, right?
Right.
And I knew my husband had pulled it out, but I
Mhm.
knew my husband was going to get home super late. And I
Mhm.
was like, we cannot be
The
the
ones with the trash.
neighbor and pull the trash back in
Yeah.
late.
Late. Yeah, because you don't wanna be that neighbor where it's the next day and your trash cans are still out there.
You don't want to be that person. So
Mm-mm.
I never pull the trash in. But the other day, because he was getting home so late, I was like,
Mhm.
we moved here. I cannot be that neighbor. And
You
I
know,
pulled,
everybody looking at you like, "Oh, their trash cans are still out?"
yeah, you don't want that.
Mm-mm.
And let me tell you, when my husband got home late that night, and he
Mhm.
was somebody took our trash can, somebody took our trash can. And I was like, no, I pulled it and he was just like, you did
What?
what? I was like, yeah, I got a lot of brownie points for that. But I was like, I don't do this. And I was just like, I just felt like I had put my big girl panties on and was like,
I mean, there are certain things where it's just like you just have to do it. Like you don't have a choice. Like
but
clearly, when I lived alone or when I lived with roommates, of course I had to take trash out. But sometimes I waited until like a man came because we had like one of my roommates had a boyfriend and he already knew he was on trash duty. Like we were like, "Oh, he coming today? Praise the Lord! We gotta take that trash out." But even, like, when we moved here, and my husband was traveling for work, he would either, like, call our neighbor or my brother would come on his way because my brother worked close by, so on his way home from work, he would come and pull the trash cans in, like, he would just make sure and also because I had the kids by myself and, like,
yeah,
nobody wanna be getting out of the car with groceries and doing all that extra stuff with so
yeah,
I appreciate that about him too, because he already knows how I feel about it, so
yeah.
he goes the extra mile to make sure it's taken care of even if he's not here.
That's nice. That's super
Mhm.
nice.
Okay, what
Okay.
else we got, girl?
Something I will never do. Now, this is my actual never do.
Okay.
Never. Like, I will never do it. I will.
Uh-huh.
And that is, and that is mow the lawn.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that. Actually, I've wanted to try it just because it does look fun if you have a really fancy lawnmower.
So if you're sitting there and mowing, that looks fun. But
But I would never cut the whole grass. Like, I wouldn't do it as a job. Like, I would do it just to try it out and see how if it was fun, like, maybe do one line or something, and then that's it.
mm-mm, mm-mm. I could never see myself doing that. Like I could never. And I've seen women mow lawn before, but I could
Yeah,
never. I could never.
right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, that's a no for me too.
And I
We got
understand
big
gardening. I
grass.
understand gardening, but like I'm not mowing the lawn.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, what about washing the car?
Like physically wash a car?
Like, physically not taking your car to the car wash, but, like, physically washing your car.
No, no.
No.
My dad would wash and fill up gas every Sunday. So he would go get the cars washed every Sunday and fill up gas every Sunday. And
Same.
no way I would wash my car.
No, same. When I was growing up, my dad did the same thing. Well, he washed all the cars on Saturday
Mm.
and filled the cars up because we went to church on Sunday. He still does that to this day. He washes the cars every Saturday to have a clean car on Sunday to go to church.
I
But
think my dad did that too. It would be Saturday or
at least
Sunday.
the family car had to be clean, and then maybe all the other cars got cleaned on Sunday, but the family car had to be clean. But,
Yes.
yeah, same thing. My dad would wash my car, fill it up with gas. Like, when I was in high school, I never pumped gas.
Yeah.
Like, my
No.
dad always filled my car up. And then he would ask me like, "Are you gonna have a tank yet? Are you gonna have a tank yet?"
Yeah.
Yes, he would be like, "Never get lower than half a tank. You need to fill it up on half a tank." So he would take my car. Even when my husband and I were dating, if I came to his house and my car was like low, he would take my car, wash it, fill it up for the week.
Yep.
And I remember the first time he filled my car up, I was like, because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take your car to get it washed." And I was like, "Cool." And he washed it, he had it filled up, and then he had like roses on the seat. I was like, "Oh, that's my husband."
Wait, your husband did that or your dad?
No, this was my husband, but this was when we were dating.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, I was at his house and he was like, "Your car is really dirty. Like, let me go wash your car."
Yeah.
And so he washed it, filled it up, and had flowers on the seat. I was like, "Oh my God."
That's cute. That's real cute.
What
Um,
about okay, go ahead.
no, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say this one kind of threw me for a loop because I'm like, how do you get around this sometimes?
Hmm.
Groceries. They were saying that they don't bring in groceries. And I'm like, how do you avoid bringing in groceries like 100% of the time? I feel like none of this stuff you can avoid 100% of the time
Right.
because things happen, life happens.
Yeah.
Your significant other is not always going to be home. Like, let's be realistic. Like,
Right.
these are things that we don't want to do, but if we were put in a situation where we had to do it, of course we would do it.
Right.
Except for mowing the lawn, like I would hire a gardener. I wouldn't mow the lawn. But like pumping gas, taking out the trash, like stuff like that. If we have to do it, we do it. You know, we're capable, we're able bodied.
Yeah.
So when people say like groceries, I think that's a little bit unrealistic because you're always not going to be home at the same time.
Hmm.
It's this is something that's time sensitive. Like you can't get home with milk and eggs and stuff
Right.
that's frozen goods and be like, I'm waiting till he get home because I refuse to bring these groceries in the house.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so we gotta be realistic about that. But I'll tell you one thing: if my husband is home, when he knew I went to the grocery store, I pull in the garage. He heard the garage go up. He's already hear him coming down the stairs to come help me with the groceries.
Yes. And I'll be honest, my husband does most of the grocery shopping.
She really spoiled.
Yeah, because he cooks a lot of the things, and also
Uh-huh.
I usually make the list because I don't like to take the kid. Oh, that's my thing. I refuse to take my kids to the grocery store.
I know that's right.
I have to be in the ultimate meal. I have to be in the ultimate mood. I have to be at such a high level of want or need to go to Target or go to the grocery store because even if I just take a riot, like I don't like to go and bring my kids there.
Yeah.
One, because when you have three kids, you become such a target
Yeah.
for child people that
Predators.
predators.
Yeah.
Yeah. You become such a target. And
Yeah.
there's been times where I've been at the grocery store and felt like this person is watching me or this is
Yeah.
like, and so
That's
um
so true. It's a safety issue for
yeah,
sure.
so for me it's a safety issue. Now my
Mhm.
husband, he like to take two, three
It's an
kids.
adventure for him.
Yeah, he'll usually take one or two kids with him to the grocery store when he goes,
Mhm.
and they have a ball. But he kind of sees it as a little bit of like one-on-one time with one of the kids
Right.
to
Right.
get.
And he can handle it if her husband is hella tall.
Yeah, he
Like,
can.
ain't
Okay,
nobody running up on him like that.
no, no, very much so. It's so funny because we're around each other more often now because
Uh-huh.
both of our schedules are more flexible,
Uh-huh.
and the older you get, you start to see your spouse in like such a different light, or you start to,
Mhm.
when your spouse is always at work, you don't see them when they have to like push their weight. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So recently I've had to see him do, and my husband's always worked in sales, but your spouse is different with you than they are with like the people in the world,
You had
right?
to see him boss up.
Yeah, they're softer with you, but recently I had to like see him like boss up on people.
Yeah.
And I was just like, is going
Yeah.
on? I was like, and then later on, I was like, what was that? Like, what? He was like, what? And I was like, I had to like reenact what happened.
Right.
And he was just like, yeah, well, I had to let them know, like, this is it. I was like, no,
Right.
you didn't say it like that. You said it like,
He's like,
and
I had to let him know what it is and what it ain't. Okay.
yeah, like, you, oh, it's a little,
He a businessman.
yeah, yeah, it was interesting, but yeah. Anyway,
That is interesting. Like, because my husband works from home. And
hmm
so sometimes I'll walk past the office and I hear him like bossing up, and I'll be like, ooh, you better tell him.
yeah,
Like, that professional like cuss out where it's
yeah,
like very, very professional, very like PC, but you like, dang, he going in. Like
yeah. No, he got that HR down. Okay.
for sure, honey. But yeah. So what was that? Groceries. Yeah, no.
Um,
Eh, go
go ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. It's your turn.
Okay. The next one I have is like, I'm not going to drive.
Mm,
I'm not gonna drive. Um, I'm not. I'm not gonna drive, and you don't even want me to drive because, like, I'm not gonna drive, and I'm not gonna drive the way you want me to drive,
right.
and I'm just not gonna drive.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes like okay, so majority of the time I would say like 98% of the time my
Hmm.
husband drives. If we're going somewhere, he drives. I mean, yeah, he drives. The only time I will drive is if one I really want to drive, like because there's some drives that I really enjoy.
Mm.
Like the drive to San Diego, I love the drive to San Diego. So
Me
sometimes,
too. I
yeah, so
love that drive.
yeah, so, like, if he has to work, because a lot of times, like, he has his own business, so he needs to do emails and stuff like that. So, moments like that, and we have to go somewhere that's longer distance, I will drive because if it's like an hour or so,
Yeah.
because I honestly don't really like driving long distance. I think San Diego or Palm Springs is like the furthest that I enjoy driving.
Hmm.
Um, but a lot of times, he has emails, he might have to do like a conference call or whatever.
Yeah.
So I will drive so that he can work.
Yeah.
Um, or like, yeah, there was one time we went on like a brunch date, like in the middle of the day.
Hmm.
And he was like, okay, but when we're done, I have to like work. So can you drive? I'm like, sure, no problem. Like so, times like that, like, I don't mind driving because I actually enjoy driving, but
Yeah.
not, like, super long distances. Yeah, no.
See, I'm 100% a passenger princess.
Princess.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah,
sit.
he doesn't like for me to drive either. Like, not because I'm a bad driver, but because he's a man, he, like, he wants to drive his
Yeah, yeah.
family, you know?
My husband just thinks I'm a bad driver.
You know? Sometimes, honestly, if I'm trying to get somewhere fast, because he's kinda like hold on. He doesn't drive slow, but he is like a nonchalant, like when I get in the car and we're already running late and we got somewhere to go, I literally get in the car, I'm driving out of the driveway while I'm putting my seatbelt on.
Mm,
As soon as my car passes the garage, I'm already hitting the button, I'm down the street.
mhm.
When my husband gets in the car, even if we're late, he adjusts the seat,
Yeah.
turn the air on.
Mhm.
Yeah, adjust the seat, turn the air on, put his seatbelt on. He waits till I put my seatbelt on.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Mine's
like,
the same way.
let's go. So I know if we have to get somewhere quickly and like we're already running super duper late, and I'm just like, I don't want to like say anything. I was like, I'll drive.
It's fine.
Because I don't want to be rude and be like, can you hurry up? Like,
Okay.
he gotta put his stuff in the bag. He passes snacks to the kids. I'm like, I'll do that. Like, I'll do it. Like, So yeah, but once we're driving, he know how to Ricky Bobby and all that. But like, it's just getting it going. My dad is the same way.
Mm,
Like, but my dad goes everywhere early. Like he's never rarely late anywhere because he likes to leave an hour before you have to be there.
yeah. That's how my husband is. He likes to be early, and then if he's not early, he's gonna be very nonchalant the same way. Just very like, well,
It
all right.
is what it is.
I'd be like, all right, what you mean, all right? Then we get there, and then he'd be like, look, like
It's
it is
fine.
what it is. And then we're always the first people there still. He'd be like, we're late and we're still first.
Right. No, that's my dad. Like if if the function starts at 4
Hmm.
and it's an hour away, he's leaving at 2 o'clock
Wow.
because he wants to be there 30 minutes to an hour early because he wants to get a good parking spot. He don't like to feel rushed.
Yeah,
And if he got to use the bathroom or whatever, like he wants to be able to like take his time and get to where he got to get. He don't like being rushed.
that's a good one.
Yeah. A couple other things that they had on there, which I think is ridiculous. Not necessarily ridiculous. One of them is ridiculous. The other one is just like it depends on your family dynamic.
Mm,
So paying bills, the
mm,
girl was like, I refuse to pay bills with a man in the household. So I think that's a deeper conversation because there's so many different ways that that can be like determined,
yeah,
whether you're putting all of your money together or if you're talking about physically paying the bills or you're talking about my money is my money and his money is our money. Like
hmm,
it depends on what you're talking about in regards to that. Like as
yeah,
far as my household from day one, we just put everything all together.
yeah,
So that's what works best for us. And so that's what we do. So it don't really matter who pays the bills or what. Like I have some bills in my name, he has some in his name, just for credit purposes. But
right,
um, yeah, we don't really. That's not a big issue for us.
yeah, same.
Yeah, but the other thing they had was paying for anything,
Yeah.
paying for anything. Like I'm literally not paying for anything if I have a man.
Well, this is one thing I will say. Um, I will say, like, anywhere I go with my husband, he does pay for everything.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't say that I wouldn't, but um, I mean, I prefer.
that's where I am with it. Where it's like I'm not gonna say I wouldn't because I'm willing.
Yes.
But from the day I got with my husband dating,
Yeah.
if I'm with him, I don't have to pay for anything. Like I
Yeah.
would have to literally like tell him no or just do it. Like if I paid for something, it was because I went around him and just did it.
Yeah. Or he
Like
didn't.
yeah, like if we ever went anywhere, whether it was an ice cream shop or stopping for gas, even if we were in my car or restaurant or my friends invited us to dinner
Yeah.
and whatever it was, he literally paid for everything. And I was just like, I think we talked about it one day while we were dating, and he was like, "Oh no, I have a budget for us."
Oh.
Because my husband is a budgeter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh no, there's a budget for that. Don't worry about it." Like if he knows, like he's a planner, so he plans things ahead of time. So he knows, like if I tell him, like, "Hey, Nicole invited us out to dinner, such and such," he's like, "Okay, cool." He'll put a budget away for that. So he already knows, like even when we were dating, um, he was like, dating is expensive, and I just budgeted my money out to make sure I could cover certain things.
Yeah.
And so when we went to certain places, I'm like, well, I could at least pay for parking or I could at least pay for whatever. But 90% of the time he was paying.
Yeah.
It's
And
been
it's
like
nice. It's just nice. It's just I don't know.
yeah.
It's just nice. And then even like my husband will be like, "Oh, do you need? Are you gonna eat out for lunch today? Here's some money for lunch, or like here's this."
Right.
I'll be like, "Yeah, it's
I
just
think it's a part of like something that they take pride in,
yeah, I
like
think
being
that's
a provider.
yeah,
And like, it makes them feel good to be able to take care of certain things.
yeah,
And I think that is the great thing. It's not about being a gold digger or like not wanting to spend your own money and like he need to pay my way. Like it's not about that. I feel
I'm,
like a lot of men for them it's rewarding for them because they feel like when we've had conversations about this, like they feel like we pour so much into them
yeah.
in different ways. And this is just a part of what they like to do. Now,
Right.
they also do like to be treated. So, like, if I was coming to his house and I was like, oh, I'm going to pick up dinner, like, what do you want? Of course, I'm not going to be like, pay me back. No.
Right.
Like,
No.
or if you're coming to my house and I'm ordering, I'm paying. Or, when we were dating like that, like those are the type of things that I would have an opportunity to pay for. Or
Right.
if I was like, oh, I got us tickets to this, or, like stuff like that, like those are the opportunities that I had to like pay. But yeah, I think a lot of these things, it just depends on your relationship. And I don't think you should determine or judge a couple. Only thing I'm judging you for, like I said, is the pumping the gas thing. If your man is in the car,
Yeah.
I'm judging you.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless he's injured and like can't really walk like that or like, something of that nature. I am judging you if your man is sitting there on his phone while you are
It,
pumping gas.
it can't. It's a no. It's a no. It's a no. It's a no. It's no. It's
Yeah.
disrespectful. It's
It
disrespectful.
is. It
It is.
is. Like, I can't stand to see that. Like, what in your right mind will make you feel like that is okay? And don't lie to yourself and tell yourself that it's okay. I got it. I don't need no man to put my gas. Don't lie to yourself.
Don't lie.
It's not okay.
Mm-mm.
It's rude for him to sit in the car while you're out there and touching the nasty gas pump. And don't touch the gas pump. Get you some gloves, y'all.
Yes, gloves, or even I go to ones where you can grab the
Paper towel.
towels. And
Yep, and wrap it around.
yep, wrap it around, and I still clean my hands after it. I'll never forget. COVID had just happened,
Uh-huh.
and I had to go to LA.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this gas station doesn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? There's COVID going around. They say it's at these gas stations.
Yep.
I took a sweater that was in my trunk. I wrapped
Uh-huh.
it around the gas thing,
Uh-huh.
pumped it, and threw the sweater away.
In the trash.
I was like, I ain't playing with these people.
Mm-mm. I keep like those like
The
they're
glove.
like server type glove, the little plastic, um not the elastic ones, but like the plastic gloves that people like will serve food with.
Yeah.
I keep a box of those in my car because those are just easy to take off and throw away.
That's smart.
Yeah, so I keep those and you just put one on, the whatever one you gonna touch the pump with, and then throw it in the trash and you feel a lot better about yourself.
Yeah. And during the stronger COVID times, I always had the gloves. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
smart. Might have to get that.
Mhm. Get you some. But yeah, we thought this was an interesting topic. You guys can weigh in and let us know what you guys think about these things that you would not do. If you guys have anything to add that you would not do while you're in a relationship, we can also do a part 2 to this
Yeah.
and go a little bit deeper beyond the surface because I feel like these are surface things. But
Hmm.
if you guys want to hear that, leave us a comment below on YouTube or Instagram, wherever you're watching. Let us know what you guys think. We want to hear from you guys. Make sure you guys are following us on YouTube or subscribe to us on YouTube and press the bell notification. There's a little drop down bar and you have to push, I think it says like for all episodes or something like that.
Hmm.
So make sure you do that so you're notified every time we upload so you don't miss it. And
Yes.
then follow us on Instagram at Somebody's Mama Pod. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.